Good morning, everyone. Today is August 12th, 2020. It's cloudy outside in Oregon today. Today, we are going to chant Sanbutsuge. So if you have physical copy of Shin Buddhist service book, please open up the page 79. If you don't have physical copy, please keep looking the screen. You will see Sanbutsuge. If you are watching Facebook, please go to the link for the Sanbutsuge. So please join me in Gassho. Please put your palms together. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda. O gengi iji mugoku nyo zen myo muyo tosha nichigatna nishu koen yo kaishit non peiyo nyakuju nyorai yogen chose murin 小学大音コール実法開門精進三昧知恵意徳無量修正形人体前年小仏崩壊無人人の空語外体無明欲ぬ生尊用無人の死死人徳無量空君広大知恵人妙光明意相神道大仙ガンガサ仏在小法華道生寺未不下脱不正上位会人精進尿税三昧知恵以上合成特仏不行志願一切空空一差大安決し有仏百千億万無量大小修行語者不要一切死と小仏不行愚道検証不逆異行語者小仏正解無不影無修節道光明師匠変師匠国尿税精進異人難量両が差仏国土第一合衆奇妙道場超絶国業内四に無闘争ガト愛民道脱日祭実法来小心熱症状意図が国経楽安穏公仏神妙税が神聖骨眼の非力少々欲実法生尊知恵無下上領子尊知が信用軽量心思食毒中画行精進人流風景 Namandabu, 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 Nangishiku doku, Jodo seisai, dohon bodai shin, ojo an Namanda, 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 Namanda. Now I would like to share Shinran shown in Wasan. So please join me in Gassho. Please put your palms together. 下水の願によりてこそ、釈迦は全本特本を弥陀経に表して一条の木を進めけると、based on the vow that beings ultimately attain birth, Sakyamuni presented in the Amida Sutra, the root of good and the root of virtue, encouraging those of the one vehicle. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda. So, Shinran Shonin praises Sakyamuni Buddha for expounding Amida Sutra based on 20th vow. And of course, just as a contemplation sutra, true intent of Sakyamuni Buddha for expounding the Amida Sutra was to encourage us to rely on other power nembutsu of Amida Buddha. An important thing in this Wasan and Wasan a few days ago, talking about the contemplation sutra, is that Shinran Shonin understood that behind the deliverance of the messages of the Contemplation Sutra and Amida Sutra, there were the working of Amida Buddha's primal vow. And the primal vow is working towards all beings, but for those who cannot throw away the various practices and the mind of self-power. Sakyamuni Buddha taught the Contemplation Sutra based on the 19th vow of Amida Buddha. And for those who realize that they are incapable of various practices, but cannot throw away the mind of self-power, Sakyamuni Buddha taught the Amida Sutra based on the 20th vow. And in Amida Sutra, Sakyamuni Buddha said, Shariputra, one cannot be born in that land through the cause of small roots of good and small virtue. Shariputra, hearing of Amida Buddha, hold steadfast to the name single-mindedly and unwaveringly for 1 day, 2 days, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7 days. Then Amida Buddha, along with a multitude of sacred beings, will appear before that person at the moment of death. At the moment of death, the person, without becoming distraught, will immediately be born in Amida Buddha's land of perfect bliss. So as we see here, on the surface level, Amida Sutra is encouraging practitioners the self-power Nembutsu. And as I mentioned yesterday, the practitioners who have realized the limitation of the self to accumulate merits through various practices enters the practice of self-power Nembutsu. So let me share the chart from yesterday again. I didn't explain much about this chart yesterday, but the practices of the path of sages are done with a mind of self-power. And there might be the person who enters other power Nembutsu right away from the beginning, or after creating the various self-power practices. But I think Shinran Shonin couldn't enter the path of other power Nembutsu right away. He might have the mindset that the practitioners have to accumulate the merit to attain birth into the Pure Land. So he was able to discard the various practices, what he learned in Mount Hiei, but he could not abandon the mind of self-power, even though the Nembutsu is other power practice. So this is where Amida Sutra is talking about, the one who have discarded the various practices, but not the mind of self-power. So I hope this chart makes sense. But anyway, when we read Amida Sutra, it said, one cannot be born in that land through the cause of small root of good and small virtues. And this is talking about the practices of the path of sages. And Sakyamuni Buddha is recommending the Nembutsu instead of the practices of the path of sages. But this does not mean that the practice of path of sages are inferior to the Nembutsu practice. The practice of path of sages are the great practice to attain awakening in this life, if we can accomplish them. So Honen Shonin, Shinran Shonin's teacher, in his masterwork, the passage on the Nembutsu selected in the primal vows, he said, the Nembutsu is a practice of the primal vow, but the practices of the path of sages are not. So this is why the practices of the path of sages able to accumulate only small good and small virtue to attain birth into the Pure Land, because it is not the practice of the primal vow. So Sakyamuni Buddha is recommending us to discard various practices and solely practice Nembutsu if we desire to be born or to attain birth into the Pure Land. And here, I feel the great compassion of Buddha. True intent of Buddha's appearing in this world was to reveal the true and real teaching of other power Nembutsu, which brings all beings to the attainment of enlightenment or Buddhahood. But as Amida Buddha vowed to save all sentient beings, Amida Buddha could not overlook the fact that there are people who cannot easily throw away the self-power practices and the mind of self-power. So this is the reason the 19th vow and the 20th vow have been established. But again, true intent of Amida Buddha was to bring all beings into the path of other power Nembutsu. And behind these 19th and 20th vow, there is the working of the 18th vow to lead practitioners into other power Nembutsu. And other power Nembutsu, the primal vow, is the one vehicle. Because the primal vow is a teaching which brings all beings to the attainment of Buddhahood. So Shinran Shonin indicates in the conclusion of chapter on teaching of Kyogyo Shinsho. Thus, this passage gives clear testimony that the Larger Sutra reveals the true teaching. It is indeed the right exposition for which the Tathagata appeared in the world. The wondrous scripture, rare and most excellent, the conclusive and ultimate exposition of the one vehicle. The precious words disclosing perfect, instantaneous fulfillment. The sincere words praised by all the Buddhas throughout the 10 quarters. The true teaching in consummate readiness for the beings of this day. Let this be known. So this is Shinran Shonin's conclusion. The Larger Sutra, which is a teaching of the primal vow of Amida Buddha, is the conclusive and ultimate exposition of the one vehicle. And as I mentioned yesterday, we all have different lives, but regardless of ages, gender, abilities, races, and so on, we are all able to attain same enlightenment, same attainment of birth into the Pure Land because of the primal vow of Amida Buddha, because of Adapawa Nembutsu. So I hope today's explanation helped to understand more about this Wasan poem. And with gratitude, let us recite Nembutsu. So please join me in Gassho. Please put your palms together. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda. Namanda. So this will conclude today's morning service. So I hope you will have a great day today, and thank you for attending. See you tomorrow morning.